it's an extremely important film because it shows what the victim goes through when the act is happening and just how much a person breaks psychologically and goes to a point where they give up and say, do whatever you want with me, but just leave me here because they don't want to die. It's a life threatening situation, and I cannot even imagine what happens when somebody is really in a situation like that. Because I felt that through this film, and to this day, I haven't forgotten the impact that it has left on me. While I was shooting for this film, ஒரு ரொம்ப challenging time for me to come out of the film. Also, it took me a few months to fully forget all the pain that it had caused. I knew I was acting, but after 2 3 days, I started forgetting who I was, and I just became the girl who is kidnapped and is trapped in the car amidst all these people. And for the rest, thank you so much, Harsha, for the opportunity. He did not even take my audition for this film, about which I'm very shocked because usually, everybody likes to take an audition and go ahead. But he said, "No, I want you," and he was very set uh, in terms of having me. So I'm very grateful that he had that faith in me. In return, it also helped me have a lot of faith in him, and he has delivered. And how I think he is an amazing director, and I had a great time working with you, sir. Thank you so much. To the rest of the cast and crew, thank you so much for being so supportive on set. And my one and only wish in the Padathala is that I hope that it finds its audience and makes the kind of impact that we are hoping that it does. Thank you so much.
This good things are happening in our country. Really good things are happening, and all over the country they are happening. And we are all proud. I'm also very proud. Uh, but at the same time, we cannot ignore. See, this is our country. ये देश अपना ही है. Good, bad, ugly. We are the only ones who are making it good, bad, and the ugly. When you go to the doctor, you don't say my hand is fine. Check the hand. You tell them whichever area is hurting, which needs attention. So we are coming from that place, and this is basic human right. It's not a question of women, men, sexual molestation. This is a question of basic human right. Can you imagine if you don't have control? Just think for 1 second, if you don't have 100% control of your own body. When somebody snatches such a big part of us, that's something which needs address, you know. And I don't think we need to be ashamed of it or anything. These things happen in all countries, unfortunately. Worst thing happen actually, you know. So we should not be ashamed. It is addressed in a way where it can sort of bring us together in a collective consciousness and maybe try to find a solution. That is the hope. It doesn't say men are bad, all men are bad. It doesn't even say men should not do this or women should do this to avoid that. It doesn't. It will simply show you in very raw, in a very everyday language. It's a universal story. And that is why the producers, Mr. Sajid Qureshi, he has backed me so much that he said, "Will it's a universal story. There is कोई भी language में shoot किया हो, it will appeal and it will connect to people all over the country. You know, the solution is very complex. The solution. I'm not an activist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm an artist. I'm a filmmaker. So I do not pretend to, provide or say that I have a solution. It's a complex solution. It needs education. It needs, the home culture, संस्कृति जो हम बोलते हैं, like upbringing. It needs the environment where men grow up. If they grow up listening to their elders talking about women like that, naturally they'll think this is normal. This is how they'll grow up. You know. So that's the thing. Background. So you need a wider lens. So we use anamorphic camera with anamorphic lenses, and we use multiple cameras. Uh, we also use some American techniques. Some of it I wanted to cut the roof of the car and drop the camera so it can move 360 degrees inside. Uh, so yeah, technically we did everything. This is not a small film like that. I mean, we shot over 32 days on location inside actual moving car. We could have done this with green screen. We didn't do it. We went on the location. We did it. The BGM is done from France. With Matthias Duplessis, and so it's a properly mounted film, and it has optimum budget. Uh, but yeah, technically we played a lot with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure why it's not attached to this, but it has been obviously certified. Right. And I understand you are saying it should be attached to it. I agree. I'm not sure why it is not attached to it. Censor has been done for the trailer, yes. For all languages, A rated. Out, sir, in this situation, a girl will not act like this, or a girl will not say like this. That means she had given it a lot of thought, not just like a role, whether I should do this role or not. The other factor was I really wanted somebody who was not a complete fresher, but also somebody who will trust me because I was a first time director, so I wanted somebody who will like completely trust me into what I was trying to achieve. So when she started asking me this question, I realized that she got really the story really touched her. And later on, I came to know she's very passionate about self defense. She, in fact, she teaches, she does workshops in colleges and all that for young girls and women in self defense. So this couple of factors added with her enthusiasm for the role. I mean, sir, this is an important film. We should do this just the way you have written. We should do this. We should not compromise. Which helped me a lot to go back to my producer and say, sir, it's not just me who is saying we should make it just like this. She also feels, and then the other people came on the board and they all supported that if we make this film, it has to be made like this with this kind of language, which is a very risky thing to do, but we got a lot of backing from Inbox Pictures, and that's why there was a discussion to shoot it outside. Array, it's only highway. You don't know which highway it is. Shoot it outside Mumbai on highway. So I said no. I said I need the weather. I need my artist in that mentality. When you're on location, the artists are also trapped because then they cannot go home. There is no change of pace, So that helped, and she has really delivered. If there is justice, she should get another national award for this. I personally feel.